we are very fortunate that he is occupying that position which was earlier occupied by Justice Siddiqui at some point of time. We have amidst us our newly appointed collector of Mumbai city. On behalf of Anjuman, I welcome you, madam, and hope to see you again and again. आपको अंजुमन में आना है बार बार. And my colleagues from the management and distinguished gathering. When Anjuman was asked to host this program, we thought this would be probably the most suitable place. This is the girls' school which was first established almost 100 years ago. And it has a message. The first principal of this school was a Jewish lady by name is Samson, who came from UK and started this school. The first vice principal was a Parsi lady, Miss Bharucha. And the first headmistress was Saraswat Brahman, Mrs. Parulekar. Three distinguished ladies of different faith came forward to start a Urdu medium school for girls, where the girls from this community had no access to a scientific and modern education. So we thought this could be a place where we organize today's function. It's all about Article 30. Article 30 in the Constitution empowers the religious and linguistic minorities to have their right to establish and administer the education institutes. The kind of progress this country has made, and we are on the verge of becoming Vishwa Guru, is one reason why the kind of education is imparted in India today. And the credit should go to the religious and linguistic minorities. On their own steam, they have established some of the finest institutions which are recognized not in India and beyond in India. So I would like all of you to give a big round of applause to all those people who are here. I see people from Muslim community, Sikh community here, people from Christian community. We have people from Jains and Buddhists. All religious minorities are present in this auditorium today. When the chairman called me, I didn't hesitate for a moment that we must go ahead with it, because he is the one who is a very practical man. He understands that the minority community has not understood Article 30 the way it is, nor the bureaucrats have understood as well as it should be. So there is an apathy on either side. We need to come around and carry it forward so that our institutions, they get their rights which they deserve and they progress. For country's progress, education is ultimate. And if you go by statistics, India is perhaps is the youngest country in the world till the age of 2035. And the new education policy is in the same direction. And the way the minorities have taken up so seriously the education policy, they must not face speed breakers or red tapeism in the implementation of the schemes, the progress they need to do. Somewhere down the line, since two important dignitaries are here, there is an urgent need of sensitization of the bureaucracy, not at the highest level but at the different levels, because their understanding of Article 30 and interpretation goes for a toss many a time, and the collateral damage takes place for our institutions. And since the chairman is here and he is occupying a position of eminence in Delhi and is very close to the powers of corridor that I know of and carries a lot of weight too, because the good things that you are doing, there will be a lot of amongst audience today, they will have a lot of queries they are looking out for answers, they are looking out of solutions. And two of you here are the problem solvers. And the problems that actually come in your way of progress are not very, very difficult ones. They are all doables. It's a matter of understanding and interpretations. For example, an ordinance was passed out by the government at some point of time, and we were participating in the deliberation. I happened to be there, and it was about the admission process for higher and technical educations to be taken over by the government administration. All these years it was done by institutions at their level. There were some in the linguistic minorities wanted to give it up to the government for their own valid reasons. But most of us amongst the religious minorities were not very keen. I'll tell you why. When we used to do those admission processes, and we used to do a lot of counseling for the students. तो सईद साहब एक मसला ये था कि वो that right which was with us to talk to the young aspirants for various professional education across the table, we used to do a lot of counseling to them. To the extent, some of the students who had secured brilliant marks were not able to take the admission because they had no money to pay. It is then and then organizations like ours used to take a proactive step, waive off their fees, help them out in many ways. That doesn't happen now. These young ones who are absolutely marginalized, it's irrespective of caste, creed, religion. गरीबी तो सब मजहबों में है. ये ज़रूरी नहीं सिर्फ हमारे पास है, आपके पास नहीं. हिंदुस्तान में गरीबी सबके पास है. लेकिन जो गरीब बच्चे आते हैं आपके पास दाखिले के लिए, उनकी रोटी रोजी का मसला है, रहने का मसला है, फीस कहाँ से दे पाएंगे? तो organizations of this caliber like ours, there are very many of them who do a lot of charitable work. They would reach out to the students. I'll give one instance which will enlighten why I am saying about this. This has become a sub judice matter now, of course. When we were counseling a student came, he had probably the best of marks in MHCT, and he was walking in for any of the stream that he wanted, and he opted for mechanical engineering. तो उसको कहा गया आपकी फीस भरोगे बेटा? तो बोला मैंने 5,000 रहे हैं, फीस है 1,20,000. तो मसला क्या है आपका? He said मेरी माँ डोमेस्टिक काम करते लीपा पोती का, और ये पैसे जो मैंने लाया हूँ, during the time that I had a small period of vacation, I used to do a supervisor over the laborers at a construction site. तो हमने कहा ठीक है, तुम्हारी फीस भरने की जरूरत नहीं, we'll take care of. फिर एडमिशन प्रोसेस हो गया, फिर लड़का वापस आ गया रोते हुए, बोला मुझे एडमिशन नहीं चाहिए. बोला क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है आपका? बोले मेरी माँ मना कर रही है. क्यों? कि मैं जो अभी जॉब कर रहा हूँ मुझे 5,000 पर मंथ मिल रहे, माँ कह रही है कि वो पैसे की जरूरत है. तो हमने तय किया कि उसके घर पे 5,000 हर मंथ भेजने का एक फिलांथ्रोपिस्ट ने एग्री किया, वहाँ का एडमिशन. अगर ये बच्चा वो स्ट्रीम से जाता जो आज चल रहा है, वो गायब ही हो जाता. यानी इतनी मिसालें हैं मेरे पास कि मैं बयान नहीं कर सकता. अगर तालीम सही मानों में और मेयारी तालीम में, it should be education of excellence. Quality education has to reach to the last person in the village, in the community, in the society, irrespective of caste, creed and religion. जब तक हम ये नहीं दे सकोगे, I will claim myself as a big failure if I don't do it. It is have-nots that we look into it. Or by and large, in religious minorities, this is a common thing that happens. So I would like your good offices, if we can sort out these problems. And I must confess to you, the government of the day has been cooperative throughout. This is my confession to you. There has never been speed breakers, as was true with the earlier governments, right from the British Empire. So as far as the governments are concerned, I think they are minority centric. they want to help out. The reason why the chairman is here today, we had a discussion over चाय पे चर्चा तो नहीं की हमने, लेकिन लंच पे चर्चा की आज, तो इस पे बहुत सारे बातें हुई और आपके सामने वो खिताब करेंगे आपको. He will address to you, and thereafter I'm sure that we will have an interactive session. The microphone will be circulated to all of you. Talk about your problems and also, if possible, give the solutions for the same. I will not take much of your time. We need to listen to the chief guest of today's function. And many of you have come not only from Mumbai, I believe people have come from Thane, I could see, from Ideal Education Society and so on and so forth. People from Khalsa have come. I welcome you all on behalf of Anjuman, and we all need to grow together, and we need to grow with the country, that the great country of ours. Thank you very much for giving me patience here. God bless you all.